We acknowledge that BACI's work takes place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of the Coast Salish peoples. This includes the territories of the Coquitlam, Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. At BACI, we know that relationships matter, and we commit to building and deepening our connections with Indigenous peoples on whose land we live, work, and love. BACI's Indigenous logo is an eagle spindle, representing peace, unity, and upholding one another. It celebrates and reinforces BACI's deep commitment to inclusion, diversity, equity, and reconciliation.
Welcome to BACI's annual report video, offering a brief overview of our services and key initiatives from April 2022 to March 2023. As we transitioned out of the COVID-19 pandemic with the rest of the world, BACI experienced another year of significant learning and growth as we made necessary changes to the way we offered services and supported the people and families we care so much about. As our communities became more open and interactive, BACI's employees and the people and families we serve collaborated to create and explore opportunities that would help us advance inclusion, accessibility, and financial security for people with disabilities.
As BACI president, I'm always grateful for the partnerships with the individuals and families BACI serves. They are an important part of the fabric that holds BACI strong. I am proud of the dedication, caring, flexibility, and innovation of BACI's employees over this past year as they offered outstanding support to the children, youth, adults, and families we serve. I would also like to thank BACI's leadership team for their commitment and courage as we navigated through new challenges and opportunities during these post-pandemic times. I'm also thankful for our external partnerships with Community Living BC, the Ministry of Education and Childcare, the Ministry of Children and Family Development, BC Housing, the City of Burnaby, and Degrees of Change Design, to name a few. I appreciate the efforts of BACI's Sharing Our Future Foundation over this past year as they continue to evolve their strategies to support BACI's mission. Finally, I would like to recognize the commitment and vision of BACI's board. Their contribution in supporting the many facets of BACI's 2022 to 2027 strategic plan and the building of a developmental evaluation framework for that plan is significant. They played a key role in ensuring that BACI remains a leading force in creating more caring and connected communities for us all.
I would also like to recognize the commitment displayed by our employees, people served, families, and life-sharing contractors over the past year. People supported in our community inclusion program spent the last year continuing to plan, grow, and learn together. People in our pod services, one-to-one services, and senior services participated in a wide range of activities and opportunities to contribute in the broader community and in spaces like BACI Senior Center, where I'm joining you from today.
Sonny, what's your favorite thing to do with your BACI staff?
Go in the band and doing some recording.
Cool. At the Vancouver Adapted Music Society?
Oh yeah.
I like cooking on Friday. I got lots of friends.
I've been brooming the horses. I've been cleaning the horses.
Go to the main.
Oh, so you like going to Artist Help as Artist?
Yeah, go to the main.
And you're looking forward to going swimming?
Yeah.
You go out every day. It's fun to go out.
We began a developmental evaluation of the person-centered, community-based day services offered through our pod model, hearing from the people we support and their networks about their experiences with this new service helped us gauge the impact and effectiveness of the service and identify the adjustments to be made. Over the past year, BACI's Home and Community Services worked hard to help the people in our staff-supported homes reconnect with their loved ones and community. The previous 2 years were long and difficult, and it was time for us to look towards the future. We held planning meetings with the residents to uncover their expectations, goals, and dreams now that the world had opened up again. People got back to participating in community classes and events and planning vacations. We started to host gatherings and invite families back into the homes.
Jackson moved to BACI just over 2 years ago. He hadn't had contact with his family since then. My team and I, we reached out to try to get them together to celebrate his birthday. Our team managed to do that. Family involvement is very important for Jackson.
The ladies at Banff Place really wanted to do a trip towards the middle of 2020, and obviously the pandemic happened. They finally got to do this trip, and they had a phenomenal, amazing time in Disneyland.
To increase communications within home and community services, we introduced a family newsletter sharing updates, success stories, and community events. Several success stories related to the unprecedented number of moves that took place this year. It was a great opportunity to increase our knowledge around how to make moves meaningful and allow for smoother transitions for our residents.
One breakout moment we've had in home and community is welcoming a young man named Jerry. We first met Jerry after having significant challenges in his family home and supported him to move to Sardis House within 8 hours on an emergency placement. After almost 2 months at Sardis, Jerry is well settled, he's growing strong relationships with the staff and his new roommates.
One breakout moment that sticks out to me is we have a woman who always wanted to live out on her own. And I'm happy to say, earlier this year, that she moved out on her own and is receiving very minimal supports and is doing very well.
We're happy to report that everyone has settled in well and is looking forward to what's next. The past year was a busy one for our life-sharing department. We created newsletters to support life-sharing providers, covering topics such as mental health and mindfulness, diversity and inclusion, dignity of risk, and much more. We are excited that Life-Sharing also partnered with the BACI CEO Network to offer our providers the opportunity to take specifically designed online courses through the Open Futures Learning platform. Topics include health and values, sex and disability, and an introduction to Indigenous cultural awareness.
This year, the Life-Sharing Network found 25 new homes for people supported.
I've been a part of this program for the last 15 years. I really enjoy living here. Johnny and Febble and Sale are great family members as well as caregivers. They've given me a great place to live.
Our Best Employment Services continue to collaborate with the Vancouver School Board to offer the Gateway to Employment program for youth in their final year of high school and participated in the final year of the Impact Youth Employment Research Project. BEST will be engaged in Impact 2.0 beginning in 2023 as an additional 3 years of funding was secured to work with UBC and service provider partners in testing the most effective interventions in youth employment. Over the past year, BEST supported 23 people to secure new jobs. 78% of people who found employment through BEST maintained their jobs for over a year. A highlight of BACI's outreach services was partnering with the BC Farmers Market Nutrition Coupon Program. This allowed 87 low-income individuals and seniors access to coupons valued at over $15,000 so they could purchase nutritious food directly from farmers and help increase local food security. Outreach welcomed folks into the new kitchen space on Royal Oak Avenue for drop-in community kitchens twice a week. Participants helped plan, prep, cook, and eat a shared meal while learning new skills and seeing friends. Our outreach team also supported in-person events held by the Young Adults Club, where over 25 participants continued to independently form a variety of new groups, including a songwriting club, youth basketball league, trivia group, and more. The youth are helping to coordinate logistics and communications and are becoming true leaders and social conveners.
Outreach has helped me with my financial situation after a long time being in debt and having almost no money. I've also gotten a more stable home now as well.
In 2022, Stitch Services settled into our new space in New Westminster. This provided a home base for participants who are using the space as both a social and creative hub. A dedicated group of 7 participants continued to engage in the social design penguins. After learning about service design in 2021 and working to redesign parts of the Stitch service itself, they decided they wanted to learn more about the system they are a part of. To research how supports are funded and budgeted by CLBC, they completed interviews and created a systems map. An increasing number of Stitch services participants are expressing a desire to look for paid employment and are accessing employment supports and securing meaningful paid employment. The Building Caring Communities Connectors continue to see growing confidence and trust in their participants as they felt more confident getting places on their own, being a good friend to others, and making plans with people. Connectors continue to focus on supporting participants to step into leadership and convening roles. They supported initiatives like Girls' Night Out and the Sixpo Festival, focusing on sexuality, inclusion, and exploration. Sixpo is organized by and for folks with disabilities. Real Talk hosted 28 casual, informative events where people can have open, honest conversations with certified sexual health educators about dating, love, relationships, and sex. With the support of the Sharing Our Future Foundation, Real Talk was able to embed a peer facilitator role in most of their events, bringing a valuable perspective to the conversation. Real Talk also trialed a few Real Talk, Real World events, where participants visited sexual health-related stores and clinics in the community. These events provided learning opportunities and a way for participants to reduce their anxiety around visiting these sites on their own. After noting the lack of support for community building among 2 SLGBTQIA+ people with cognitive disabilities, Real Talk successfully applied for a grant from the Disability Alliance of BC to fund a new Connecting Queer Community CQC initiative. After 2 years of COVID safeguards, we were happy to fully welcome families back into BACI's 5 childcare centres. We were excited that Fairhaven became a permanent BC $10 a day childcare centre. We were also excited to officially open our Little Eagles Childcare Centre in September 2022. Thanks to funding from the Vancouver Foundation, we worked and trained at Little Eagles with Dr. Ted Bovey from the University of Denver, Dr. Gail McGee, and Dr. Paul Millette from CBI to implement the strategies and supports from the Emory Preschool model of incidental teaching and the teaching pyramid for children. This past year, we enrolled our Little Eagles, Caribou, Brentwood Park Plus, and South Slope centers in the new Child Care Fee Reduction Initiative. We are happy for families whose fees were significantly reduced as a result of the provincial program. This past year, the Infant Development Program partnered with the BC Centre for Ability to have children screened through the Early Intervention Program's speech-language pathologist and have a fast-tracked autism assessment through Sunny Hill Health Centre, a provincial autism resource centre. This allowed 6 children who were served by IDP to access a government-funded autism assessment right away, instead of having to wait the typical 24 to 30 months. Through a donation from Firefighters 314 Holding Society, IDP was able to offer approximately 220 consultations with pediatric physiotherapists for infants and young children. Without this, there is a long wait list for community programs, as well as an increasing wait list for private therapy services. BACI's Children's Services appreciate all of our community partnerships and collaborations with Adopt BC, the Burnaby Child Care Resource Group, the Burnaby School District, CBI Consultants, Family Services of Greater Vancouver, Licensing, Ministry for Children and Family Development, the Ministry for Education and Childcare, Mosaic, Smile, Success, and the Centre for Ability, and many more. And of course, our administrative areas, quality assurance, human resources, finance and payroll, technology, and communications also played a role in our journey. The deep commitment and hard work of our employees and our board to advance the mission of our organization continues, as we strive to ensure we're having the impact we desire in the lives of the children, youth, adults, and families we care so very much about.
And now let's talk about our strategic plan and strategic priorities. There is 6 directions in our strategic plan. Number 1, expanding and strengthening relationship and partnership to deepen our impact. Number 2, taking directions from the people we serve to provide and sustain the highest quality of service and care. Number 3, fostering a sense of belonging in the community through visibility. Number 4, advancing our advocacy and becoming leaders for inclusion, disability culture, and rights. Number 5, supporting and developing people who care for people. And number 6, pursuing innovations intentionally, strategically, and thoroughly. In closing, throughout our transition to a new post-pandemic world, BACI has remained strong, offered exceptional service, and demonstrated unwavering commitment to those we serve, their families, network, our staff, and the broader community. BACI will continue to respond to the condition that exists within our province and leverage those conditions into opportunity to advance our mission. Thanks to our BACI board, our Sharing Our Future Foundation board, persons served, families, employees, members of the community, partners, particularly our Degree of Change partners, Insight, Possibility, and Inward Forward, for dedication and support. We also appreciate the countless local, provincial, and national committees we were part of this past year that helped advance the inclusion, accessibility, and financial security for people with disability across Canada. We look forward to all we can accomplish together in the future.